This is that winter is coming, bundle yourself up weather, including just appropriately. What's good, beautiful people? It's been a minute. How are y'all doing? I have the capacity. Stay tuned for what that means. But today we're going to discuss capacity. What is capacity? As an electrical engineer, capacitors are a major component with all things electrical. Capacitors hold charge, store charge, and then they dissipate so that they can repeat that cycle. Awareness, when it comes to us beings, is being aware of what you are, where you are, etc. And when one knows one's capacity, one knows what one is able to hold, carry, ... So, what is your capacity? I love working out at the gym, for one can increase one's capacity, one's ability to lift, carry things, weights, objects. And with time, one's capacity can increase. We have emotional capacity, we have physical capacity, we even have spiritual capacity. So what is your capacity? And what is your ritual, your training, your program to where you can refine, tweak your capacity? In particular, single mothers and single fathers. What is your capacity? And when I say single mothers and single fathers, that means you have children. And you may have a situation, an arrangement to where your schedule is 60-40, 50-50, 30-70. But during that time, what is your capacity? Let's say you're a single father. You may not have your children all the time, but you may have a order by the courts, by the states that you're in, if you're in the United States, to where you have to pay a certain amount of money per month. With that schedule, it's understood that you should have the capacity to be able to provide that amount as well as the amount that you need to live. And if you don't, you go get a remodification from the jurisdiction that you're within. Let's say single mothers. You may now have the children most of the time. You may be receiving that income from your children's father, but now your schedule may not allow you to have time to cook every day, may not allow you to clean as often as you would like to. So your capacity may be limited, but our capacity can extend to our team or to our family. It takes a tribe, right? So let's say, again, using single mothers as an example, you have children. Regardless of their age, now we get to learn what is their capacity, and can they be taught a skill that can ultimately help you and thus help the entire team. Example, are your children of age that they can learn how to cook for themselves, cook for the family, clean for themselves, clean for the family? Can you create a schedule to where they get to do chores? Some parents put a reward system to those chores. If you do this and this, you get this allowance. Or if you do this and this, you get this freedom. However you choose. But the ultimate goal is, as a team, each one teach one, but each one works together so that your capacity can expand and so that everyone can have more energy. And children love independence. So we get the wonderful opportunity to teach them that independence, interdependence. Now some mothers may feel, I don't have time to train my kids. Well, do you have time or do you have the capacity to do everything by yourself? If not, then one needs to make time and find time so that one can teach their children. And remember, children learn by observing. more than they learn by what we say to them. This English language is rather new, folks. So again, in that knowing, can you teach your children by having them observe you? And if you're already going to be doing the task while they're observing, can you tell them exactly what you're doing? Mommy is separating the clothes, colors, and mommy is separating the whites. Because we don't want to wash the colors with the whites, because the color may bleed into the whites, and then the whites are no longer white. And then show them exactly the amounts. If you use Tide Pods, how many pods go per load? What is a load? If you use dryer sheets, how many dryer sheets per load? If you have one of those screens like most dryers have, we want to make sure we remove that screen, because if we don't, that can create a fire. We don't want that now, do we, children? There are many ways, many examples, but ultimately, awareness is involved, and one must know how and what their capacity is and how they can expand that capacity. And yes, I understand when one may feel overwhelmed, it is hard to think outside of what one is used to doing. But if you want a different result, you have to do things differently. And as the seasons are changing, as we started off in the beginning of this, it's now winter is coming, right? This is the harvest season. This is more time to slow down. For those that live in the Northeast, snow is coming. And when snow comes, we're often snowed in. So what a wonderful opportunity when we're snowed in to do many fun things with our families. But learning can be fun. So why not think forward and think of ways that you can expand your capacity and also expand the capability of your team. So as your team learns these new skills, mommy and daddy can find themselves being more free to do the things that you need to do. Because if daddy ain't happy, if mommy ain't happy, the children aren't happy. And going back to single fathers, what are ways that perhaps your children can work with you, work for you, help you earn money? I know in the state that I live in, the state of Connecticut, fathers, here's a gem if you can. Instead of giving your children child support, if you could work with the mother, and let's say you have your own L.L.C, you can pay your children the same amount that you would pay that child support, and then you get to write that off at the end of the year because your children are working for you. If you're just paying child support, you can't deduct that. You can't write that off as an expense. But if your children are actually doing tasks for you, and you can assign them those tasks, even if it is, hey, I need you to take out the garbage, I need you to do this, I need you to do this. Hey, you know how to build a website? I need you to build my website. Whatever the case may be. Instead of allowance, pay your kids a wage. And then you get to write that off of your taxes. Everyone wins. Your children win, you win, the family wins. And that's the whole purpose, right? That's the entire intention of moving and working as a team. As we work and move as a team, we get to build as a team. That's that king and queen shit. That's that kingdom. That's that empire. That's that legacy stuff that we always talk about. But folks talk about it, but we don't talk about the actual steps that it takes to do so. So, this conversation was sparked by another conversation with one of my constellations. Thank you very much for the inspiration. Cheers to you in your journey, and cheers to all of you in your journey and just becoming what it is that you want to become. The world is yours. We have the opportunity to move and to create new timelines. But in order for things to be done new, we can't do what we did in the old. So cheers to new. Cheers to becoming whatever it is that you choose to become. And happy birthday, because every day is a new day. Peace.